Hello, I'm Tracy Friend from Liberating the Heart, and in this video, I'm going to talk a bit about, from my experience, how to accelerate our spiritual journey. So, as we progress on our spiritual path, a common experience is that our focus can shift from less being focused on our individual self, how can I make myself happy, to focusing more on all people, or it's sometimes talked about all beings. So, this shift is sometimes talked about as the shift from me to we. And we might be doing particular practices, particular meditation practices, for example. We might have some form of yoga, energetic practice. It might even be our law of attraction practice that we're doing regularly. And whilst we're doing the practice, we can also think about an intention why we're doing it. And this can help to increase how effective the practice is. So, for example, we might like to dedicate the benefits of our practice to a particular person, group of people, beings, situation. And thinking about it in spiritual terms, if we're just doing the practice for ourselves, then that's going to be summoning a certain amount of energy through us, a more limited amount. But as we start broadening our focus and thinking about dedicating the practice, and we can choose intuitively who we wish to focus on, but say, for example, we're focusing on all beings, we might not even think that's possible. However, as we do that, we're opening ourselves up. We think about how much energy then we can start to become a channel for as we broaden our focus with this idea. May this practice that I'm doing, for example, may this meditation that I'm doing be of benefit to all beings. And it's one of these things that we might not logically be able to see the impact straight away. However, people do often experience synchronicities, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But we can start to get this intuitive sense that our practice can start to feel more and more meaningful. And on a deep level, we can start to just sense that it is having an impact. And then synchronicities that people start to experience. So, for example, one lady that I was working with, her sister was having issues in the area of relationships. I think she'd been single for quite a while and she wanted to meet someone. And then she focused on doing her practice to benefit her sister. And then changes started, positive changes and synchronicity started happening in her life. So the people that we might choose to focus on, and as I mentioned, it can be good to choose intuitively. It might be particular people in our life. But then also, as we start broadening it to all beings, that can really cultivate this sense of expansiveness. There's an idea in Tibetan Buddhism that if we feel that we're lacking something, one way of working with it. So, for example, if we feel that we're lacking love or we're lacking financial abundance, we can kind of turn it around in our mind by thinking, may all beings have love, may all beings experience love, may all beings be abundant. And this is a way that as we're focusing on all beings having this experience of something that we feel we're lacking, it can sometimes feel quite magical, but then we can start to feel that we are experiencing it as well. Because going back to that idea again of we're opening ourselves up, and as we open ourselves up to focus on all beings or particular people, that's allowing more energy to flow through us. So I just wanted to share that because it's something that I found very helpful in my own life. Even if we're in a situation where we feel stuck and it feels like maybe there's no action that we can take in this particular situation to try and resolve things at this point in time. There's always work that we can do with shifting our mind and finding meaning in our suffering. As we start to dedicate our practice or any suffering that we're experiencing, we can start to use it to think, may all beings that are also experiencing this difficulty, may they find relief. So again, I hope that's helpful. Thank you for watching.